Hello, this is Dr. Sung. Calculating local anesthesia is super fun. If I can understand, absolutely, you can understand better. And it is especially emphasized when you are calculating for the pediatric patient because we calculate the dose depending on the weight, right? So if you don't know, just to know that we calculate it by weight. But kids, they have a very light, they are very light. That's why they are very dose sensitive, okay? So they are dose sensitive. So that's why we need to know how to calculate it so that we would not give them more than what their body can tolerate. There are some instances that patient actually died because dentists did not know how much they need to give, so they gave a lot and the patient passed out on the dental chair. We don't want those things to happen, right? So in the market, even though we know that Lidocaine and Articaine, these are the local anesthesia, but sometimes they come with the brand name. Some are Xylocaine. Xylocaine is Lidocaine with epinephrine, and as you can see here, Septocaine is the Articaine and the epinephrine. So depending on its brand, the names of the medication, the carpel name is different. That's why you always look what the contents are. It is important. And the maximum dose, and there is a maximum total dose. Don't be confused between these two. Maximum total dose is something that you should not give more than this. Not considering how, the weight of the patient. Even though the patient is super heavy, let's say a patient is 100 kilogram, and we might think that, since the patient is 100 kilogram, probably we can give a lot of carpel. Yes, we can give a lot of carpel, but let's calculate it with the maximum dose. So milligram per kilogram. If you calculate it, if you times them, if you multiply them, cancel the kilogram, and then 440 milligram of lidocaine is something that we can give calculating with the maximum dose, but it is more than the maximum total dose, right? Which means that how many we can give only 300 milligram at maximum total. Okay, so even though the patient can, by calculating with the maximum dose, which is 440, the maximum total dose that we can give to the patient, we cannot give more than 300 milligram, even though it is more than 300 milligram. Okay, so yeah, always remember that maximum total dose is the limit. Okay, even though the patient is 1000 kilogram, we cannot give more than that. So that is the maximum total dose. So these are the things which are very important. For the Articaine, it is 500 milligram, and for the Lidocaine, it is 300 milligram. Do you understand? Yes, of course. Yes, and also this maximum total dose, as I showed you the calculation, it is the calculating by weight. So if the patient is a kilogram, then you calculate 4.4 milligram per kilogram, and if you are using pounds, use 2.0, and for the Articaine, 7.0 milligram per kilogram, and for the pounds, 3.2. So pounds is almost 1/2 of the kilogram, almost, but but like slightly more. So remember this. Okay, so but if you look at this cartilage, why there are 2% and also 4% of the Articaine? These are kind of confusing, right? So what's the matter with this percentage? So let's dig into it. So why 2% of the lidocaine is indicated? It is something that you need to know and calculate. And some people say that 2% of the lidocaine is the 34 milligram. How did he came up with this number 34. So 2% indicates that there are 2 grams of the lidocaine in every 100 milliliter. Wow. Okay. So if you look at this carpule is 1.7. Okay. Do you see that this indication? Yeah, 1.7 milliliter is 1 carpule. 1.7 is the one carpule, but this 2% means that there is a 2 gram of 100 milliliter of solution, which means that there is let's say 100 milliliter of water or any liquid, and there are only 2 gram of lidocaine molecules. Okay, you understood? Yeah, so 2 gram is 2000 milligram, and we times it, proportion. You know how to calculate proportion. A B equals to CD, right? You times this and then times this, then AD equals to BC, right? So in the same way, 2 gram is in 100 milliliter and 1.7 milliliter is X. If you calculate it, if you make a proportion, so let's say the A is what, 2 gram, and B is 100 milliliter, sorry, and then X gram versus is in 1.7 milliliter. If you multiply A and D, 2 gram multiply 1.7 milliliter equals to 100 B times C milliliter times X gram, right? Then you will come up with this. So if you calculate it, the X becomes, because X has a 100, so you are dividing it by 100 here. So it becomes 0.034 gram. But as I mentioned here, 1 gram is 1000 milligram. So 1, 2, 3. The point, the dot comes here, then it becomes 34 milligram finally. Woohoo! Okay, so if I understood, I wish that you understood. If you don't understand, you watch one more time. Okay? Yeah. Alright, so now we have this 34 milligram. I know that it is kind of confusing, but if you watch over and over, you will definitely understand. Alright, so lidocaine has 2%. So 2% of the lidocaine in 1.7 milliliter. How many milligram is inside? Yes, 34 milligram. Understood, right? Because if it is 1%, just 17 milligrams. So just to multiply to the percentage what it has. So 2%. So guess how many milligram of Articaine is in this carpule, 1.7 milliliter carpule. Yes, in the same way, 70 milligram times 4, then it becomes 68, right? 68 milligram of Articaine is in this 1.7 milliliter. Wow. So, for your information, if you just want to calculate the pounds per carpule, this is the formula. Okay, so you can just memorize it. Let's say a patient is 34 pounds. How many carpules can we give? we just divided by 17 and then we came up with 2 carpules. Yeah, just and also if the patient is 15 kilogram, how many carpules can we give? So just divide it with 7.73, then we came up with 2 carpules. Oh, I'm yawning because yeah, it is fun, very fun, and so this is something that you can that you can memorize it to solve it in a quick way. Yeah, but it is not necessary. But it's good to know, and it is a very easy way. You can probably stick it on your wall in your clinic and just right away calculate it if the patient walks in with the weight. And Articaine is like this, 21.25 and 9.9. These are not the calculations that I use because I don't want to memorize extra numbers, but it is a very easy way. So just for the quick review, what is the maximum total dose of the lidocaine? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, 300. Okay. How about the Articaine? What is the maximum total dose? 3, 2, 1. Yes, 500. Yeah, you got it. How about what is the maximum dose of Articaine? Not the total dose. In milligram per kilogram. It is important in milligram per kilogram. Now it is not per pounds. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, 7. Okay, how about the lidocaine? What is maximum dose? Not total dose. Don't be confused with the total dose and the maximum dose. So it is in kilogram. It is important. What is it? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, 4.4. Got it. So if the patient is 66 pounds, what is their maximum dose of local anesthesia for 2%? Maximum dose is, okay, 66 pounds, and 2% is how many? 34 milligram of lidocaine is inside, right? But this is asking just maximum dose. So, what is the maximum dose of the lidocaine? Maximum dose of the lidocaine for the pounds is 2.0 milligram per pounds, right? So if you multiply them, then I will change the color for better visibility. Cancel the pounds, and then multiply them. 132 milligram. So is it less than maximum total dose? Yes. Maximum total dose is how many? 300 milligram. So it is less than 300 milligram. So we should not go more than this 132 milligram, right? Because it is less than 300, and we should not give more than 132 milligrams. So this is the maximum dose. How about carpule? How many carpules can we give? That is the time that we use this number, 34. So in one carpule, it has a 34 milligram, right? So let's try to divide 132, which that we got the maximum dose, and divide it by 34 milligram. Now I'm gonna change the color because I'm going to draw something. So cancel the milligram, and probably 4 times 4. 4 is large, because if you calculate it like this, we are giving 4 milligram more, right? Right? We are if you subtract them, if you give 4, your dose is more than 132. So we don't want to give anything. We don't want to risk anything. Okay? So we should not give 4 carpule, but let's give less than 132, which is 3. Let's calculate with 3. So 3, then 102, and then 30. We give point comma here, and then 300. How many can we give? 8 or 7? Let's say 7. Probably we can give 8. Let's give 8. We can give 9. It's been a long time not doing the math. You see, if I take this much, then absolutely you can do it, right? You are far better than me. So we plus 3. Oh no, it was 8. Yeah, it is a fun. It is good to see me making mistake, right? It is fun, yeah. So you feel a lot of hope. So 332. Oh, I should speak Korean so that I can, calculate it better. So I made a mistake. It is not 2, but it should be 3. So 24, 7. Okay. I should speak Korean when I'm calculating. So well, we can give a 3.8 carpule, but how can we give a 3.8? Just to round it down to 3.5. So 3.5 carpules we can give. Got it? Understood? Yeah, so it is always safer if you don't give less. So in your exam or quiz, let's say number 1 is 3.8. Number 2 is 3.5. Which one is the correct answer? Of course, number 1 is the correct answer. But what if there is the option? Number 1 is the 4.0, number 4 carpules, and number 2 is 3.5 carpules, and number 3 is 3 carpules. Which one is the answer? Yes, this is the answer. So closer, but not more. Okay, you should never never go up than anything which is given. Okay, so yeah, this is the clean version of the formula that I have just made. Let's do another example. How about the Articaine? Okay, since we did Lidocaine, let's do Articaine. So Articaine is what is the maximum dose of the Articaine? For the pounds, it is 3.2, right? Pounds. Okay, so we multiply them. You memorized already the maximum dose and maximum total dose, right? So pounds are cancelled, and it becomes right. Am I doing good? Okay. And wait a minute. I need to add them. 2, 1, 1, 2. Okay, it becomes like this. We can give 211.2 milligram of Articaine, right? So this is the maximum dose. How about the maximum total dose? Maximum total dose was 500 milligram. Okay, so since it is less than 500 milligram, yeah, we can give until here, but not more than this. Okay, so this is the maximum dose. So here, if you want to calculate how many carpioles you can give, how many can we give? 17 times 4. What was the number? 68 milligram is in how many carpiole? Yes, 1 carpiole. So as I explained to you here, do you remember this? Yeah. So 4% of Articaine, it has the 68. So, oh, sorry for that. So 68 milligram in 1 carpiole. So we need to divide 111 divided by 68. These are all milligram. So since we are dividing the milligram, we can delete them and multiply 3. Do you think it's a good number? Let's try. Give 2 and 6.18 and it becomes 20. Adding this number 2, then it becomes 72. Oh, okay. So 3.1 carpioles we can give. Right? Okay, so 3.1 carpioles. So what if the question asks 3.2, number 1, number 2, 3.5, number 3, 3.0, number 4, 2.5. Which one is the answer? These are the numbers of the carpioles. So carpioles, which one is the answer? Yes, the answer is 3.0 because it should not be more than 3.1. It should not be more than 3.1, even though it is close, even though it is less, but we need to, we are now choosing how many carpioles, so maximum numbers of the carpioles, so 3.0. If there is a 3.1 exact matching number with this, then that is the answer. So if you round it down, 3 carpioles we can give. As you can see, 3.1, but like how can we give a 0.1 carpioles, right? So just to make it 3 carpioles. Next session, I'm going to explain you how to calculate the multiple local anesthesia calculation. Thank you. Hope it helped you. May God bless you.